of processed vegetables like gherkins, baby corn, jalapenos, white onions, and similar products, which involving the similar method of preservation and processing. So we have one production unit at Tirupattur district in Tamil Nadu, where we employ about close to 400 daily wages, local laborers, and provide employment to the local district people. And this particular factory is IFS BRC and HACCP certified. This is a unit where we do our production processing of gherkins and export. We are also coming up with a second unit, which should be operational in the coming month. Freshara, we started in 2015 with about 200 farmers who used to grow our raw material, that is gherkins. Today, in the span of about 9-10 years, we are 4,000 plus farmers present in not only in Tamil Nadu, we are also present in a big scale in Karnataka and as well as in Andhra. This ensures us round the year supply of gherkins and other vegetables to our factory. We are 100% EOU. Most of or at least 100% of our exports are only. I mean, our production is only exported. We generally don't do any domestic supplies. We are categorized under the MEPS, that is Madras Export Processing Zone. We have received a lot of awards since inception, right, for quality as well as for our sales revenue and growth. Next slide, ma'am, please. Our vision and our mission, basically, see, when we started small. We wanted to bring out to the world this particular product, which is a niche product. Most of our investors here may not have heard about this product before this IPO. So we wanted to bring it out to the Indian diaspora as well as to major part of the world. We wanted to express this particular product and to grow this particular product in India and become a leader in this particular product. Going forward, yes, we want to prepare the best of pickles from these products. We want to be known in each and every country that the product of India, the label which it carries, is actually most of it is manufactured in our factory. Ma'am, next slide, please. Yeah, Freshara is a decade-old company in the business. Since inception, we've grown multifolds. We started small, as I mentioned, with about 400 farmers. Today, we are 4,000 plus farmers existing in almost entire South India. We have we export more than 24,000 metric tons last year, and we are targeting close to 34,000 metric tons in this particular year. We are 100% EOU. Most of our products are only exported. There is hardly any domestic supply. We process and export different products like gherkins, baby corn, jalapenos, anything which can be preserved with natural preservatives and consumed immediately. We provide a shelf life of about 24 months to 36 months. So our products are have a very good lifespan. And this way, our products are consumed across the globe, almost in about 40 plus countries today. And we continue to grow. Our factory is IFS BRC certified factory, as I mentioned, so that we can, process, high quality food products from our factory. We have an order book close to about 96 crores to 100 crores, which can be executed in the next 3 to 6 months. So every month we receive spot orders as well as long-term orders from the big and the small customers. So we service about 107 or 100 plus customers across the world, with about 70% of the customers being with us for more than 5 years. 5 years. Yeah, which is more than 5 years, and we expect to consistently perform going forward. Ma'am, next slide. These are some of the investor meeting which we are having now is based on our first half results, where we have shown that the growth is consistent with our story. We've grown close to 40% year on year. We've exported about 12,500 metric tons in the first half of the year. We have produced and exported about 10,000 metric tons in the first half of the year. Going forward, we have established a new factory, the second unit, which is also closely located to the growing areas of gherkins. This particular factory is almost in its finishing stage. All the approvals are in place, and we're looking forward to commence our production next month. The factory also, we have also proposed to install a on-grid system where we can save a lot on the power cost, thereby having better profit margins, because power is a major source of cost involved in manufacturing. We have a very strong global presence. We are present in more than 41 countries, and every year we are adding new countries to our market. We grow our gherkins, based on contract farming. So farming is a major requirement in our industry, and we work closely with more than 4,000 farmers. So this way, we have a very sustained and continued supply of raw materials. We have several big orders signed recently, also with some of the Russian retail chains, as well as some of the companies present in Europe. The order book, which was recently announced, was close to about 30 crores, and we have already started executing the orders. Next, please. These are some key financial highlights. As I mentioned, we've consistently grown since inception. Last year, our growth was about 40 to 50%, and our PAT margins have also increased as we've increased the quantum of products produced and exported from our factory. And as we grow, this is a volume product. The fixed costs will majorly remain same. And as we do, we have forecasted to almost double our production, hopefully in the coming year, and we should be doing better. Yes, ma'am. Next, please. These are again some of the ratios which show. I mean, the data is about the first half of the year. There's a large difference going forward since we've listed a month back, and the numbers are much better, and all of it will reflect in the financial year results. Next, please. Ma'am, you can go to the next slide. These are some of the certifications which we have for a factory. These are the top certifications which any food processing company from India can have. That is IFS and BRC. Both are recognized globally, majorly in the US and Europe. FDA is for the USA market again. FSSI belongs to the Indian certification process. We are also a tier 2 categorized exporter from India. That is, we enjoy a lot of priority in our customs clearances and exports. Our factories are audited by the customs officials themselves. So our logistics and as well as our efficiency in moving the cargo out of India is top notch. Next, please. This is a global footprint. As I mentioned, we are present in more than 40 plus countries all across the world. The major part of the sales goes to Europe and Russia, where Europe is a very old consumer of this product. They don't grow this product, so they majorly import from India. Our sales have grown better to this territory since last year. We are now close to 25-30% contribution comes from Europe, and a large part of it also comes from Russia. In fact, Russia has a bigger appetite for the product, but since the war is there and there are restrictions of many, we are able to retain about 15 to 20% of the market share. We are also present in US and South America, which are major consumers of the product. Going forward, we would want to export more to the Americas. There's a big market in the Middle East also, where the food service industry buys a lot of gherkins from India. Yes, ma'am. Next, please. We have a processing facility in Tirupattur district, which is our first unit, established about 9.5 years back. The unit can do about 50 metric tons in a day. We run about 1.5 or 2 shifts maximum, where we have an in-house lab where we do both our industrial packaging as well as our retail packaging and the food service packaging. Next, please. Our products basically shown here are the retail products, which we also do in bulk packaging. Some of the products shown here are the gherkins, jalapenos, baby corns, bell peppers, banderillas, chilies, and mixed vegetables. Banderillas is a relatively new product. It was usually produced only in Europe, but now it's been completely outsourced to India. It's a labor-intensive product, and it's a combination of gherkins, onions, olives, and bell pepper. So it's a mixed product. We are evolving in this particular industry, and we would want to add more products in the coming years. Next, please. This is some of the packaging which we do. This is in the photos now. Here you can see the product on the left is called Kimbitos. It's another unique product. It's a combination of olives and gherkins.
एक तकड़ा में चाहिए तो एक तकड़ा में पदोला.
The one on the right you can see is bandelas. It's a combination of gherkins, onions, and bell pepper, which I have mentioned. They're basically like skewers, which is consumed in salads across the world. The photos below are a 10 kg pack, which goes majorly to the Middle East. It goes to the food service industry, where or the Horeca segment, where the products can be consumed in a shorter lifespan. Next, please, ma'am. Again, these are photos of our different types of packaging. On the right, you can see the industrial packaging. This dominates our sale. This is a B2B market where we export product in bulk quantities in large containers to factories across the world, who then repack and do the labeling. The one in the middle is a food service package. Again, these products go to your Horeca and the restaurant chain. The first ones are the retail packaging. We don't have a brand presence across the world, which we are targeting in the near future, but we do white labeling of all the products where the customer himself provides all the the detailed requirement, including the recipe of the product. So our products manufactured here go directly to the retail chain on behalf of the business company holding abroad. Next, please. These are some of our numbers. Basically, you can see that in the year 2016 we did about 1,000 tons, and last year we've done about more than 25,000 metric tons. At a growth of about 45-50%, and our exports have also grown about 60% since inception. It's an averaged out value, and year on year we are consistently growing and looking forward to be the #1 exporter from India. Next, please, ma'am. These are some of the districts where we procure our crop from. When we started, we were only present in Tamil Nadu. As our appetite for the raw material grew, we now established our bases, our offices in field offices, field formations in Andhra and Karnataka also, where the crop comes from different times, and we are able to get raw material almost across the year. Next, please. As I mentioned, the source of a raw material is contract farming, which we do. This contract farming involves working hand in hand with the farmer, basically. So we give him everything right from the seeds. We give him a small advance. We give him all the input, the materials which are required to bring the crop to a good stage. And then we also do the logistics, the end-to-end part of it, where we buy the crop from him, we transport, from his doorstep, we transport to our offices, and from there we bring it to our factories. So it's an end-to-end cycle which is carried out throughout the year, so that the raw material, comes from to our factory within a span of 3 or 4 hours maximum. And within the next 24 hours, we ensure that the product is processed and, safeguarded. That is, as you know, it's a perishable goods and requires immediate processing. We don't do any storage in cold. We don't do any cold storage because we efficiently are able to pack off whatever crop we receive in the same day. Next, please. These are some of the awards. Since inception, we've been consistently doing well, and we've been recognized by all the top export bodies as well as the state government of Tamil Nadu, where we successively won the Best Exporter Award. We were also facilitated by the central government, that is the Department of, the Commerce Industry, where on both awards, the Vice President of India was present. So we've been able to prove ourselves year on year and continuously improve, and not only in numbers but also in our quality and efficiency. Next, please, ma'am. These are the key KMP. Ma'am, next, please. India's market is, most of us in presence in this meeting may not have known that so much volume of pickled gherkins are exported from India. India is, you can say that we almost enjoy a monopoly in some particular sizes of gherkins. We have the advantage of a strong farmer base in India and a strong farmer labor base, which ensures that the crop is harvested almost about 45 times in a particular season. So, which is unusual compared to, countries abroad where they use machines to harvest and the crop is only a one-time crop. Here you have 45, every farmer harvesting the crop of about 45 times. So the yields are great. We are able to cultivate and take crop as per our requirement, as per the size demands, which are different in different countries. So it's a big exercise, but India has been able to consistently perform and do well in the last 35 years. And I think going forward also, once a gherkins farmer is always a gherkins farmer, because we are able to maintain consistent pricing to our farmers. They are able to make a decent return on investment. For example, any farmer would make about 50 to 60,000 rupees in a particular 2 or 3 month period. In fact, recently we've implemented a lot of sustainable practices like your drip irrigation and your. We also give them a thing called mulching sheets, which is able to improve their yields basically. So we worked on this for the last 5 years, and we are implementing it aggressively, so that the average yield per acre has improved. I mean, it used to be 3 4 tons. Today it is more than 5 6 tons, and we are targeting about 8 to 9 tons. This not only improves the yield, the raw material availability, but also improves the farmers' returns, which is very important in this industry. For us, we treat farmers as family because we want them to be with us and grow the crop as we want, because we are exporting this product outside India and we want export quality product. We want them to ensure that they only practice the right methods. They use the right chemicals, the fertilizers which are given by us, and they do not use anything which is banned. Because here in India, we don't have so much, awareness on the chemicals and pesticides which can harm us, the cancerous products which we use. But across the world, when we export, we need to ensure that we live up to the standards. That is, for example, in Europe, you have the EU MRL, that is a maximum residue limit. So every product going out of India is tested once it's landed there. So we want to be consistent in giving the best quality products to our customers. This is only possible by working continuously and trying to improve the standards of the farmers. Next, please, ma'am. These are some of the key numbers. Basically, Spanish market is the oldest market, as I mentioned. Their consumption has increased through the years, and in fact, it had marginally increased last year as well. So UK, Middle East all have are big consumers of the product. In fact, Iraq, I mean, almost 100% of gherkins consumed in Iraq are Indian-grown gherkins. Similarly, there is a lot of, a lot of requirement for Indian gherkins across Europe, and other countries in the Middle East and USA. Next, please, ma'am. Ma'am, you can go to the next numbers. The presentation is there. This is, that's a keynote. Basically, our contribution from gherkins is at about 80% plus, and the other growing products are baby corns, banderillas, bell peppers, jalapenos. So as we grow our revenues, these other products are also growing. But the major contribution has been gherkins because it's a volume product and majorly grown and exported from India. The remaining products are also grown in other countries. So, I mean, we have competition for other products, but gherkins enjoys very little competition from any other country. If you see the bottom table, it shows about the revenue contribution from each country, wherein you can see the Europe, that is Spain, majorly having a lot of share, and Russia has a bigger appetite. These numbers can actually are at least can be at least 5 times higher. Then there is South America and rest of the world. US is a very big consumer of the market. The numbers are not reflecting it, but yes, going forward, we want to have a bigger presence in the Americas. Next, please. Next, please, ma'am. In the last 8 years, we felt the need that we need to continuously improve our production, enhance our production capacity. So 2 years back, we started the idea of having another production unit which can do more of retail packaging. The existing unit, which was established about 9 years back, the retail packaging was started only after COVID. So I mean, the line is not as fast as can be, and today we have the order requirement is much higher than what we had estimated, and so we wanted to we couldn't bring in the bigger supermarkets of the world, so we had the idea of having a better infrastructure maintained factory. That's why we came up with the second unit, and with the help of the IPO, we were able to go ahead and the capex part of it, where we've purchased our high-speed lines, which we can do about 6,000 to 7,000 cars an hour. So the retail packaging market and our sales improves. So going forward, we'll be functioning from 2 units, and this will help us at least double our volumes in the coming years. Next. As I mentioned, our strength is our farmers. We ensure that our products are under good quality control, so that our customers are very happy. We have a good manufacturing facility present in the unit 1, and now have expanded to the unit 2 as well. Going forward, we are trying to add more products which are processed in the similar fashion and can be exported. There's a lot of opportunity in the market because we are currently enjoying about 10 to 15% of the market share. The rest, I mean, about 35% of the market share is fragmented, which can easily be taken up. So we hope to be close to at least 30-40% of the Indian market in the next 2 years. In any agri product, the weakness, as I'm saying, is in any agriculture product, the climate plays a very important role. That's why we diversified our sourcing areas to the 3 states basically. So that way we have hedged our covered our weakness and ensured that even if there is one bad crop, there is always a good crop which can overlap. I mean, there are a lot of entry barriers in this industry. Nobody can straight away take up the product because the farmers are the base. They need to understand the product. In fact, as a promoter, to understand the product itself, it took me a year and two. Thereafter, I've learned a lot of nuances on the product, and through the years, I've been able to do better. Next, ma'am. Some of our strength, basically, we ensure that we have a good, a good raw material supply throughout the year. Once we've entered the retail production, we need to, I mean, the raw material requirements are much higher, where we have to source the jars, the final packaging materials, which need to be available in time. The IPO will help us, to be very efficient in having necessary raw material, not only the gherkins, but also the packing materials which are required from time to time. There are about different variants of jars, and there's a monopoly in India. Not many companies can produce glass jars. So that way, it's a challenging situation, and we've ensured that we have a regular inventory maintained, and our order production does not stop. And in fact, in the last 9 years, we've ensured that most of our customers have been with us. I mean, in COVID, we've ensured that, in fact, we've ensured that we had timely supplies to all our customers, while most other companies were not even functional. So we've won a lot of customers in the last 5 years, and there's a lot of requirement from these customers. And going forward, we would want to strengthen this relationship, and we would want to do better. Next, please, ma'am. Going forward, as I mentioned, we want to enhance our production capacity, which is available immediately to us. We've been building it for the last 2 years, and we are on the right track to kickstart it in the coming month. With this, we'll have we'll be able to expand, grow faster, reach multiple markets. So we will be able to reach customers, the bigger retail chains of the world. If not in our brand, we'll be able to at least do white labeling. There's a very big requirement for white label products across the world. So, I mean, our growth entirely depends on the production capacity capability, which we are right on time. We've been able to successfully complete our IPO and in fact successfully we are going to start our production of the new unit as well. So both these units will be our joint strength, and we will be able to chunk out and dominate the industry in the coming year. Next, please, ma'am. As per the data of 2022, we already were holding about 10% market share in the gherkins industry. The number was only based on gherkins. We are also doing other products, and I think as of today, we should be at least at 15% market share. There's no officially published data, we don't have the current numbers. We would want to strengthen this market position and try to capture at least 30 to 40% market share in the next couple of years. Our revenue has consistently grown right from inception, and last year we did about 193 crores. By December, we should be able to be very close to the number, and by March, we should be able to achieve our target of about 270 or 280 crores roughly. We have our presence in about more than 40 countries, and there's a lot of scope to expand, grow, and export more similar products, not only from India, but also with tie-ups from Egypt and Holland, where olives and onions are also grown. So we are working closely with these people, and hopefully in the future we'll have some kind of a relationship with them. We have, as I mentioned, we have 2 units now. So going forward, we should be able to sustain and enhance our growth. Next, please, ma'am. Next, please. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Dinesh sir, for this fantabulous explanation. I thank you to the shareholders who are attending today's meeting, and I really appreciate you believe in our company. I want to mention some few names: Deepak Poddar sir, Kiftar LLC, Bhavya Doshi sir, Ashwini Agarwal sir, Nitin sir, Nitin Saxeria from Africa, and top of it we have Avinash Gorakshakar sir also here. Now I'm taking the questions. Mr. Sandeep, you can please go ahead. Mr. Sandeep?
Yeah. Difference between the bulk packing and the jar packing?
The bulk packing ranges up to 15%, and the retail packaging goes up to 20-25%. The advantage with the retail packaging is the turnaround time is much higher, and the new market which we are expanding, this is where the gap is basically. I mean, it's very easy to get into this market and capture the market share, because we're already number 1, number 2 in the industry, but our market share in the retail markets is very negligible. We've dominated the industry through our B2B shipments, that is our industrial packaging. And the next growth story from here would be the retail packaging. And also in the near future, when we plan our own brand. So that's where we will be able to cut out all the middlemen. As you know, in the food industry, there are a lot of middlemen involved. There's a distributor, there is a broker, such people. So yes, going forward, the margins will, as we do more retail packaging, the margins are going to be much better.
Okay. And our new capacity that is coming up for 6,000 jars per hour. So that is addition is going to be in stages, or we will be able to accomplish that within a 2-month frame?
It should take at least 3 to 6 months to reach peak production, because as a new facility, the current facility at the moment, we have the industrial packaging machinery already placed. The retail packaging machineries are coming in. Some of them are imported, and they'll be landing in at Jan or Feb. That will be the period. So we are targeting at about 3 to 6 months when we can be efficiently producing retail packaging. But we will be continuing to produce industrial packaging until then, so that by the time we fine tune our machines, we'll be able to consistently export.
Okay. And how do we expect the orders to flow in for these retail packs, the 6,000 jars in 6 months' time when we are equipped? Will we be having the total quantity of orders?
In fact, peculiarly, we have a particular order from a big retail chain, which is throughout the year. That is, the order was executed recently, and with the validity of about 12 months. In fact, there is a higher requirement from them. So we didn't bid last year. So some of these contracts are based on bidding. So we didn't bid it last year. So this year we've gone ahead and we have cornered a sufficient particular order, which is quite the size. Going forward, we are also participating in a couple of bids which are floated by your supermarkets like Lidl, Asda, Tesco. So these are open markets, and there's a lot of, as I mentioned, we are not minuscule in this particular retail packaging, and the gap is huge. I mean, it's just about functioning and producing it.
Okay, so 6,000 jars and our orders
Would be
is not an
roughly
issue.
around 2 to 3 containers in a day. That will be about 23,000 kilos of a container. That will be roughly about 75,000 kilos, 75 tons in a day.
75 tons in a day.
Yeah, Mr. Sandeep,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do is that we'll restrict everyone to 2 questions. So your
Okay.
next question might be asked by somebody else. So you will get.
No issues. I'll be in the queue. No issues.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Gunet Singh, will you go ahead, please? 2 questions at the most.
Thank you for this opportunity. So my first question would be regarding current existing capacity. It would be regarding capacity itself. So what is the current capacity and revenue potential from the current capacity? And is it only industrial or B2B currently? And what about the revenue potential from the new capacity that is coming in? And by when do we expect to commence that? Also, sir, in terms of procurement of jerkins or the vegetables for our new capacity, would we be onboarding more farmers, or are the 4,000 farmers that we have sufficient for that, or do we see any challenges in terms of procurement for the new capacity?
Okay. The current unit is already 75% timed up. So the necessity of the second unit was already ready. That's the reason 2 years back itself we had started building the second unit. Going forward, the first unit, yes, we will be pushing it to 100% production capacity. There's a 30% gap. And the new unit will be functional from coming month, that is January. So there we will be initially doing a B2B, that is industrial packaging. By the time our jar line and the can line is set up, that will be hopefully by March. In the existing unit, in the last 9 years, last year we did the highest, that was about 24,000 metric tons. As on date, we have already done about 20,000 metric tons. And we are targeting about 30 to 34,000 metric tons by the time we finish. The new unit is about 3 times higher the capacity, better the storage, and it is better in technology as well. So, for example, just by numbers going, if we've done about 24,000 last year, we should be doing about 75,000 metric tons in a year or two. And the raw material, see, farmers, as I mentioned, it's a family. It is a growing family. We started with 200 farmers. We never targeted 4,000 farmers, but as we went ahead, we maintained a consistent approach to our farmers. It's not the consistent reach is through having infrastructure present in those areas where we are growing. We have a strong field formation. In every district where we go, we have an office. We have about 10 people. Every staff is involved about 20 farmers. So that way we segregate. So these field formations have been able to expand through the years. The 4,000 number is just an approximate number, but it's much higher. It's close to 5,000 already. And as we become older in the industry, as about 63,000 hectares is being sown. So 63,000 hectares would be roughly about more than 4 lakh farmers. So there is 100 times more capacity, raw material availability. It's just about how much we are going to bring in more farmers. That is the same way. The trick in this is nothing but being religiously associated with them and ensuring that the farmer is never cheated, ensuring he gets the fair price, the promised price, ensuring that he has the best of support in raw material and as well as the logistic support. This way, the farmer likes us, and once he's on board, he's always on board, for life. So the numbers will grow year on year. Probably next year when we talk about it will be most to 6,000 farmers.
All right, so in terms of demand, do we see such kind of demand? Do we see any problems in that sphere with the new capacity coming in? I mean, or do we already have commitments of supplying somewhere? That
As I mentioned,
also,
we
sir,
are, yeah,
please go ahead.
See, as I mentioned, we are already holding a big retail chain order, which which can keep us busy for the next 6 months. This is only one order. There are about at least 50 plus customers of similar size. We don't usually commit to the customer when we cannot do the numbers. So the new unit is capable of doing at least for 10 or 15 more customers of similar numbers. So there is a big scope in the retail category, which we've grown slowly in the past year. We've grown our industrial packaging exponentially. As a new unit kicks in, we'll be able to expand and grow this retail part of it, as well as grow the industrial part of it, because industrial packaging is like a bread and butter. It automatically grows. It's just about producing more and exporting more. The retail packaging is a big opportunity. You can say it's virgin. I mean, as long as it's been in India, it's been a virgin market because there are not many bottlers in India. You can count with your fingers. There are hardly about 3 or 4 bottlers, in which one or three are good bottlers. So we'll be like one of the major bottlers in the next year. So yeah, there's a big scope for expansion and growth as going forward.
Guneet,
All right, sir.
Guneet
My
sir,
last, yeah, but it's my second question now.
1 minute. Deepak sir has to go to some another meeting. Can we allow him 2 questions? Deepak sir, please come in. Guneet, I'll take you again.
Sure.
Yeah,
Deepak
thank
sir.
you, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Nilinji, for this opportunity, and thank you very much, Junaidji, for the wonderful presentation. So I just wanted to understand. You mentioned in your one of the remark that in this 9 months we have already closed about 190 to 195 crores of revenue, whereas in the first half we did about 100 crores odd. So I mean, in the third quarter, December quarter, we are looking at 90 crores of revenue booking.
About 70 to 80 crores roughly, not exactly 90.
70, and for the full year we are target of about 270 to 280 crores, right?
280, yes.
280. And what margins we are looking at? I mean, for
It's
this
consistently
year?
been 10 to 15%, sir. I mean, 15 would be the gross margin, and probably we'll close about 10 to 11% on our PAT.
Yeah, so margins that we are looking at is close to about 10 to 11% on the PAT margin.
Correct, sir.
And when you scale up, I mean, if you have to look at FY26 as you scale up, do you expect these margins to go up? Some leverage advantage you get?
It's a fast-paced reply to you, but when we expand more into retail packaging, yes, the margins will improve. The only thing is the new unit has to settle down. It's a food processing industry. It'll settle down. It'll take some time, and when it's efficiently powered, that is about probably 6 months or 7 months from now, we should be able to have it has to work round the clock basically. So once we do all our numbers which we are investing in, we should be able to improve.
So improve. So what can be the aspiration? And if you have to do 1 to 2 years, what can be EBITDA margin aspiration or PAT margin aspiration?
The PAT margins will be roughly close to 15% when we are able to interchange the ratio between retail and industrial, because as I mentioned, retail are higher. The industrial, but we cannot let go the industrial packaging. As I mentioned, it's our bread and butter, and we have established this in the last 9 years. We have our customers who we may become direct competitors with them. So our industrial packaging would remain at 60 to 70% share, and the retail packaging would be able to catch up. But at the same time, the industrial packaging will still continue to grow. So that way, the average margin will be somewhere between 10 to 15.
And this 15% PAT margin, in how many years we are talking about?
Roughly 2 years.
So by FY27?
Approximately, yeah.
And industrial packaging right now is 60 to 70%, or that's the target we want to reach?
See, industrial packaging is already at 80%. Retail packaging, service packaging combined come at 20%. The ratio might not change as both the volumes are increasing. The quantum will change.
Correct. So if the ratio will not change, how will your PAT margin improve?
See, sir, I'm of the hopes that I'll be able to bring in a couple of big retail supermarket chains based in Europe and US. So this is again a forecast. So I don't have the exact date and number of how much they're going to, how long they'll be with me and when they'll start. So once I have that, yes, I will be. I'm having a target of 6 to 7 months, wherein I will be able to invite them to my functionality and take on a bigger order from them. So from there on, yes, the numbers, the focus will be more on them, and we should be able to do, a better part.
Correct. But ideally, your retail share has to increase, right? I mean, for your margins to be accretive, I mean, your PAT margin to improve. Right?
We've approached this business in a way that we want to do quantum, basically. Retail packaging is, we've evolved. We've never entered in the industry with the retail packaging. So at the moment, I would still take my chances with the industrial packaging. And retail packaging, as I mentioned, these are very big names, and unless I have them on paper, I'm not going to commit to you.
Understood. And just last couple of things. FY26, what sort of revenue we are looking at next year?
Should be 280, sir.
No, FY26 next year, not this year.
Should be close to 400 to 500.
400 to 500 crores. And then what's the average ASP per kg we get in gherkins?
See, the average cost per gherkin is about roughly around 95 rupees, 85 to 95 rupees, depending on the type of packaging. Again, when retail packaging goes up, the cost of the price of the product goes up. If it is industrial packaging, it remains somewhere around 80 to 90 or 85 to 95. Retail packaging, it comes in about different sizes. The jar sizes differ, the can sizes differ. So the price per jar is roughly about $2, $2.50. So on an average, about it doubles when it is about 85 with industrial packaging. It's about 160 or 200 with retail packaging.
Cost, right?
Yeah.
And what is the realization we get?
The margin.
Yeah, no, realization. I mean, at what rupees per kg we sell it?
We sell it. I'm talking about the selling price only.
I thought you're talking about the selling price.
Yeah,
so
this is not including with the. This does not involve the logistic cost. If you add it, it will be probably about 15 or 20 rupees more.
Understood. So 85 to 90 industrial and 160 to 200 in retail.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I think that's it from my side. All the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Deepak sir. Before anyone asks, there are a few questions which has come our way. Abhishek Lodha is asking, what is the capacity utilization you have?
Last year we've done about 24,000 metric tons, roughly close to about 2,000 containers, 20 footers and 40 footers combined together. This year we should do about 32 to 34,000 metric tons or 30 to 34,000 metric tons, roughly about 3,000 containers a year.
Okay. Myra Jain is asking, how many competitors and their capacity, ratio of retail and industrial, and how about Indian markets? Is there any scope?
This market has about 6 to 8 good big players. I mean, decent producers, in which about 5 to 6 players do the retail packaging. Rest are all mostly into B2B of industrial packaging only. We are ranked about second. The first company does about 700, 800 crore a year back figure. So our nearest target is that company, and they majorly do retail packaging. So our quantum of exports is same, only that the type of packaging is different. So the revenue realization, the revenue of them is higher because they do retail packaging, and we do majorly industrial packaging. So going forward, once we shift a little more to the retail packaging, we'll be able to climb much faster to the number one position from India. The ratio, as I mentioned, it's 80-20. 80 is industrial, 20 is about retail and food service category. There is a scope in Indian markets. We are already doing some of R&D on where we can sell, how we can sell, the branding, the domestic requirements. We are currently sold out for the export market. As we are going into capacity expansion enhancement, once we have excess capacity is when we want to target the domestic market, because domestic market consumption of these products is much slower and the realization is much lesser compared to the international markets. So for us at the moment, international markets are much more fancy, and going forward, we should be able to enter the domestic market in a year or two.
Thank you. There is one interesting question from Shobit Singhal. Will new unit contribute in revenue from January 25 to March 25?
Yes, it will contribute majorly in industrial packaging. The retail packaging part of it will majorly turn out numbers in the year 25-26. Yes, from January we are starting to produce from the new unit as well.
Okay. Then there is one Where is the question is, one second, sir. Okay. Ali Asgar is asking any tactics for lowering debt equity ratio.
The number which was shown in the presentation belongs to the first half of the year when we are not listed. Today, our debt equity ratio is much lower compared to the last the first half. I think by March it will be it will have the numbers will be at least 50 or 60% lower.
Thank you, sir. Gunet, you can go for your next question. Another one question that is there with you.
Yeah, sir, my next question would be regarding the trade receivables and the working capital. So our trade receivables in the September quarter were, I think, about 70 CR. So I mean, sorry.
Please go on mute, please.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
So as trade receivables were about 70 CR. So I just would like to understand, I mean, what would be our trade receivables going forward as we scale up? And do we have any scope of improvement in this? And I mean, which country majorly contributes to these receivables? And secondly, would be regarding the working capital requirement. So you said that we would be doing about 270 CR in FY25. So, I mean, what kind of working capital requirements would we be having? And we currently have about, in H1, we had about 90 to 100 CR worth of short-term borrowings. So, I mean, are we also employing our IPO proceeds in reducing the short-term borrowings?
Okay. See, we give a credit of about 90 to 100 days to the customer, depending on the geography and the transit time of the cargo reaching these destinations. When the market share with South America and North America may grow, that time the transit will be about 85 to 90 days. So roughly the payment cycle would be 90 to 100 days. It depends entirely on the transit. So Europe is about 60 to 90 days. I mean, the recent Red Sea crisis increased the transit times a little more than normal. Otherwise, there used to be about 30 days transit. To Middle East is about much lesser. So that way, depending on the concentration of our geography, the receivables, the credit cycle changes. On an average, you can say 90 to 100 days is our receivable cycle. The debt borrowing is nothing but I mean, when we were closing for the IPO, I think it's majorly our investment in the company, and we have got about 55 crores as working capital from the IPO. This IPO proceeds will be directly useful for the second unit, where the size of the unit is at least 3 times bigger. The production capacity is 3 times higher than the existing unit. So this working capital requirement, I mean, this working capital will help us tread through at least a year or two, so that by the time we reach peak performance, and so yeah, so that's when we may require additional working capital. But today we are self-sufficient, and yes. What else, sir?
All right, sir. So even with scaling up, our working capital requirements, saying would not increase from these levels.
Not in a year at least.
All right. Sir, do increase in freight prices impact us in any way? I mean, are they borne by us, or are they borne by the importers?
Freight is always the cost of the customer. So, I mean, we always have an opportunity in freight. I mean, the customer compensates that fully, yes.
All right, sir. I'll join the queue. Thank you very much.
Okay. Pranav sir.
Yes.
Sir? Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you so much for the presentations. It was very informative. Just a couple of questions from my side. Sir, in terms of revenue, when do we recognize the revenue in our books?
From the date of the generation of shipping bill from the customs, that is the date of invoicing, yes.
The rate of invoicing.
Yes.
So, and do we get any guarantee from the customer in case there is some LC or anything as a form of support?
Some countries work on LC. That is mostly countries which are having some kind of a sanction. That is OFAC sanctions, or countries, or the customer is very new to us. But otherwise, the customers have been in India. The same customer base has been there in India for the last 35 years. So almost every supplier, and we know every customer by face, and that way we do not ask for an LC.
And sir, we record the revenue in dollars or is it in rupees?
It's in rupees. We export in dollar, euro, and as well as Australian dollar.
So is there any risk to currency fluctuation? If
We hedged our, we have a forex management. I mean, basically we hedged our receivables. So that way we cover our, also enjoy a premium on the receivables.
if I could just get a rough estimate as to for every, for example, 100 rupees, how much?
Mostly
is
50% is hedged and 50% we'll try to enjoy the rate which is available in the market. We are always contracted for at least 3 to 6 months in advance. So that way, if at all a currency drops, we try to pre-utilize the contracts which we have.
Got it, sir. And just one last question. Sir, our interest cost, I just wanted to get a little light on it. Our debt seems to be a little high compared to our interest costs.
See, the debt in the recent year it's become higher because I think a year and a half back when we started investing money for the second unit, that way we've constructed it now and it's almost ready. So going forward, I don't think we are not going to go for any additional debt. We are going to be self-sufficient. It's majorly because of a term loan which we've got for the construction of the new factory. So otherwise, once we are functional from the month of January, and as well, in fact, after the IPO, we don't require any new loans.
No, sir, my doubt is that we almost have around 100 CR plus of debt in our books.
Okay.
And I think we have only paid interest less than around one.
Yeah. These are not term loans. These are packing credit. Packing credit, as you know, is a revolving credit. The moment the fund comes in, the credit is closed. So on that particular closing day, it may show 100, but in the month or two, it may be 60 crores. The receivables get adjusted directly. These are not term loans or overdrafts. These are completely similar to your bill discounting facility with the bank. So once a bill comes in about 60 days or 90 days or a little earlier, you are able to save on the interest charges. And the packing credit is also subsidized. Government gives about 3% on interest subsidy for all MSMEs for the packing credit. So that way we are charged only about 5.5% as interest.
And sir, one last question. Sir, how many times can we rotate the gherkin? And then if I am a farmer, how many times can I in a year can I supply the gherkins to you?
On an average, it can be 2 times. One time it will be really a big quantity, and second time maybe an average quantity. If you take Karnataka, I mean, there is round the year of gherkins. If you take Andhra, there is also almost two times a farmer can do gherkins. But we prefer that he also does another crop. No point in doing the same crop again and again in the same soil because the yields also tend to differ. I mean, they are better if any other crop is cultivated. So that way we don't push the farmer to do more than 2 crops.
And we have fixed contracts with the farmers?
Every season, yes. We every 3 to 6 months we have a contract. The prices are determined by an association of the industry. So we believe in those prices, and the same is contracted in the same area because every company has to have the same platform. Otherwise, I mean, we all listen to each other at the end of the day because it's an association. So that way the prices remain constant.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much. That's all from us. Thank you.
Milind, sir?
Sir, you are on.
Chirag, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. So I wanted to check on the capex numbers.
Yes, Mr. Nitin, sir, please ask your question.
Hello, I have been asked to
Nitin,
ask
sir?
a question.
Chirag, sir. Chirag, ask. Go ahead, Chirag,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes. Sir, I wanted to check on your capex. How is the capex allocated to gherkins and the other products? Can you just be more specific, or is the capex will the capex be able to utilize for all the products?
The capex is same for all the products. There's no difference because the same production lines are used, the same storage, the same processing capacity. Everything is same for all the products. But there's a little bit of difference depending on the sizes of the products. But majorly the capex is the same. There's no difference.
So you can use any of the lines for any of the products.
Exactly.
Okay. And sir, will the margins be different for different products, or are they the same?
See, gherkins is a volume product, has a consistent
Yeah.
same margin. Example, when you take baby corn is also supplied from Thailand. So sometimes when if at all the crop in Thailand fails, the crop of baby corn increases to different limits. Similar products which are grown across the world, the price difference fluctuates according to them. But otherwise, I think it's a predetermined price. We are in the food industry, so everybody knows what margins can be charged, or how much a farmer is making today and how much is paid to a farmer. So that way, the
Right.
margins are almost similar in the industry. There's no big difference.
There is no big difference. And any for strategy on increasing retail? Like, will you be spending on marketing, and will that have an impact on your EBITDA margins?
When we go to the international market, the marketing is majorly traveling to these customers. But most of these customers meet us on expos. That is, we meet them in the industrial expos or export expos like your Anuga, Sial, which are conducted in Europe and Germany and Russia and US. These are standard formats of expos conducted throughout the year. So we
Right.
don't really have to put out our products and call for people to see it, except for your basic SEOs, your internet marketing. I mean, there's not much of a component pushed or required in marketing, because these are majorly B2B products. So
Got
the
it.
business across the world are looking out for you, and we are
Yeah.
able to work them mostly on LinkedIn or on one-to-one meetings in industrial expos.
Got it. And sir, we'll only be a 100% export-driven company till FY26, or do you have plans to expand domestically?
See, domestically, I mean, it's premature to declare, but we are in talks with the Indian major supplier of fast food chains. So they would
Right.
want to procure some of our products. So the talks are in the initial stage, so we're not declaring anything at the moment. Yes, we have an opportunity and option. We initially thought that we would take some time, but the option has already come to us. The day we listed, we received some calls from another listed company, who wants steady supplies from us. So that way, it's another B2B supply which will happen in a short time. And in a year or two, we are also planning to enter the retail market. We are already doing some R&D and talking to how the Indian market works. We are trying to learn it, because it's majorly a distributor-driven market, and
Correct.
our product has to be in the Class A stores and not in the Kiranas. So yes, we are working on it, and hopefully soon we should be available.
And there will be no compromise on the margins in the
Yes,
domestic
sir.
space as well.
Yes, sir. I request you to be a little
Last
bit.
question, sir. Last question, sir. Last
Okay.
question.
Retail margins
So,
are always better, but again, it's a preliminary
no,
stage.
domestic B2B, will there be any margin, like, will the margins will
There will
stay the
be,
same?
see, that will be a fixed margin. It will not depend on your forex. In forex, we always have a betterment of receiving better dollar or better euro. And Indian contracts tend to be flat through the year. I mean, it's a year contract, or a couple of years contract, so we will not be able to change it.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, sir. And the presentation was really good, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chirag. Nitin Saxena, sir, please go ahead.
I wanted to understand basically for the procurement side first, like the buying is on cash or credit or bank account payments immediate. Second, what is the cartel? Generally, I understood that farmers do business in cartel. How you fix the price for farmers every day, every week, every month? Those things I wanted to understand in detail.
Sure, sir. We are doing contract farming, so the agreements are established much before a season starts. So these are fixed prices across all companies, across all states and districts. So there cannot be a cartel functioning, because every other company would be trying to obey the association rules. So and there are a lot of farmers, and most of them are remotely present. So we've never come across a cartel which can control the prices, because the entire growing capability and the investment is coming from the company itself. The farmers are acting like probably you can say a family which grows, or providing labor to harvest. So this is the major role. Rest all, and the land is theirs. So instead of taking the land on lease and putting our own labor, we believe in allowing a farmer of a small farmer, basically less than an acre. So he will be a family of 5 or a little more. He will be able to bring in 5 or 10 more people to harvest the crop. So that way there are no cartels. There are fixed prices at least for 6 months. And the prices have been slowly brought up by us in the last few years. So every year there's about a percentage or 2 increase. So there's never been a decrease in the farmer pricing, and the yields have also been increased by bringing in the different sustainable practices.
In the payment system, is it cash or credit?
The payment system, we give them a small advance, then we give them inputs. Basically, what is required for the crop is supported so that they cannot use it for anything else. Fortnightly, we settle their account, and the crop is adjusted against the payment. And within about 15 or 30 days of arrival of the crop, their accounts are settled.
Sir, so basically here another question, like you are giving advance. So how much bedded still now in last 6 years? The another question, like you are doing the contract farming, so your competitor also going to the same farmers, and they are also wanted to. Yet every time this must be a competition between farmers with you. So how you are going to deal with those things?
This is healthy competition. The farmer through the years knows which company pays on time, keeps its promises, supplies the required raw material for the crop. Because the crop, for example, on the 10th day may require a particular chemical. So if I'm not on time, the farmer may switch to another company in the next season. But usually, a gherkin farmer of Freshara has actually been a gherkin farmer of Freshara the last 10 years. So that way we've consistently paid on time. As I mentioned, farmers, they don't have their own capital and they don't want to borrow for this particular crop. So we ensure that we go to the doorstep, we sign them, we give them everything, and we settle them as quickly as possible. So that way they see it as a fast crop, a fast rotation crop, and without an investment, except for their manpower. So that way the farmer remains consistent with the company which behaves well with him. And in the market, everybody knows who's the biggest buyer, who's the biggest seller. If I'm able to sell fast is only when I'm able to pay fast, right? So that way I have a bigger appetite for receiving of crop, storage of crop, selling of crop. So within years, no company can buy more if they are not selling more. So that way we've done a remarkable job about growing about 40-50% of our revenues. Our requirements are any day much higher, and we ensure that the farmer is supported throughout the journey.
Sir, still you have not answered the one question, that is bed debts. In last 6 years, I want to know. Listen, sir. Let me complete here 2 questions together. One is bed debt. I want to understand how much bed debt you have done in last 6 years due to advance. Due to advance, I don't want to about debtor side. I just wanted to know about the farmer side. Second, what is the semi-finished goods cycle? And third, the drum where you kept, that is what is the life cycle of your drums? Because of that is due to salt, it must be 2 year or 3 year. I don't know how many years you need to buy one drum. So just I want to understand the drum cycle, the semi-finished good cycle, because of you have to put, I think, lemon and salt or salt and something. You need to keep some days in drums, those semi-finished goods. And third, the bed debts for advances, what you are giving to farmers.
So the farmer is on a continuous contract. So every year the farmer remains with him and he does a continuous sowing. And the advance with him is only about 5,000 rupees. Rest are all chemicals and fertilizers which are taken back if at all there is a bad debt. So that way we have very negligible amount. For example, in a year we can say, if you take a territory of Tamil Nadu, we may have about 10 lakhs. So that is usually very small. And the farmer, when he goes for a next sowing, it is adjusted against it. So as on date, we don't have any bad debt in our books. It's very small and it continues, and we're able to recover it earlier than time. Second, as you asked for the barrels, these are food grade HDPE barrels. They are manufactured by a listed company called Time Technoplast, a very famous company in the plastic industry. These barrels are exported every season. They are not staying with us. So every season the barrel goes out of the company, and every season we buy new barrels. So that way we've always seen the barrel, 3 years, 4 years, it's been good only. There's no deterioration in the barrel, because it's a good quality barrel end of the day. It's not manufactured by an ordinary company, and we believe they use only virgin plastic. It's a customer certified company. And it's also this company also has its offices in Europe where they are certified for this particular product. And these barrels are reusable. the companies whom we exported to again produce, pack, and export olives or some other product in the same barrels to another country. So the life cycle is very good. We never had faced any issues except for breakages about 50 drums or 40 drums in an entire year. Yeah. Your third question was okay. Your semi-finished goods. See, it is not our Indian pickle. It takes about 7 days for your osmosis to form, and on the seventh day we top up the quantity. For example, initially we pack for 150 kg, then we add 30 kgs to the same barrel and we export it. There's no chemical signs or anything on it, so there is no deterioration.
Well, in the same only, what is the barrel depreciation then you are considering, or barrel you consider as a consumption, or barrel you are considering as a fixed asset? I want to understand how you are treating
Consumption,
barrel.
sir, it cannot be a fixed asset.
So you are considering barrel as a consumption straight away.
Yeah, we are invoicing it straight away, to the customer when we export.
So you don't, okay, because of your life cycle is only 7 days, semi-finished goods, you don't need much barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay, I got
I
it.
want to buy new barrels. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, understood. Thank you, sir.
I'm not, to the Zoom user, we are repeatedly requesting to state his name and company. So he has not responded to so I'm taking the next one, that is Ashwini Agarwal. Sir, please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Junaid, good evening.
Evening.
Yeah, just a small question. Like you have been doing it for 9 years now. I'm sure that you must have faced a situation of a drought or a famine or something like that at least once or a couple of times. So, like I see that as the biggest risk for you. So, like, how do you hedge that? Do we keep inventories, and like that's the only question I have.
Yeah. See, God's grace, south of India, at least since we started, we've never had a famine. And our crop growing areas are mostly on the hills. For example, if you in Tamil Nadu, it's about Salem, Erkard, Tiruvannamalai districts, where after every rain is the crop growing day. So in the last 9, 10, or the years which I've known, there's never been a drought here. And in the recent years, we've already hedged our product by means of bringing in a drip irrigation, where we've reduced about 50% of water consumption straight away. We give all the chemicals, fertilizers through the drip itself. There is no new spraying required, no new water to be required to be pumped in. As on date, we've also brought this particular thing called mulching sheets. If you have heard, mulching sheets are nothing but they are like blankets on the soil. They prevent moisture loss. So 5 years, 6 years back, there was a lot of water being consumed for this particular product. Today, the water remains absorbed in the soil for at least 2 days or 3 days. So the requirement of water has been brought down to a great extent. And I mean the farmers are still adapting to this new thing. And I think going forward, most of our crop will be grown in a sustainable way. Yes, in fact, we are growing in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Karnataka, as you know, it's a city people love for its climate. So the gherkins coming from there are really beautiful, is what I say when I compare gherkins of any other state. So that way, the climate is so good, and the crop is grown exactly on the day the winter almost ends or is about to end. So that way, the crop has been very good, and God has been very kind. I don't think drought can be an issue because I am covered by 3 different states, 3 different climates, 3 different rain zones. So, I think we are okay.
Yeah. And also, like you just mentioned about the 3 different states. So, like, what's the crop cycle like? I mean, is there a state which gives us a crops 2 times a year also, or all the states give us the crop?
Karnataka gives us almost 2.5, 3 times a year. Tamil Nadu,
Okay.
you can say one huge crop, one average crop. Andhra, the same, one good crop and one average crop. So, I mean, so they almost tend to overlap each other. So we almost have a crop coming to us from different months from different places continuously. And when we do other products, for example, your baby corn and your jalapenos, they have a different cultivation time and arrival time. So that way we have at least 8 products or 7 products which we are growing, and we have some product or the other which is coming in on a daily basis.
And margin wise, like, do you expect the mix to change of the products in the future? And are there any products which have better margins than jerkins, or the margins are almost the same in all the
We are
products?
exploring olives. For example, the olives are grown in Egypt and Spain, as you know. But Egypt, in quality wise, when you compare it to India, we pack it better. We pack the vegetables better, preserve them better. So we want to work with an Egyptian supplier in the near future. We are already, we cannot float a firm directly in Egypt. There are some restrictions. So we are strategically trying to tie up and work with a couple of companies. Hopefully, in a couple of months, we should have some good news from that, wherein we want to cultivate, grow, pack, and export olives from these countries and supply them across the world.
Thank you, Ashwin sir. The next speaker is Mr. Vikas Joseph. He has given his name. So, Vikas, you can ask question. Two questions.
Hi, Junaid sir.
Please go ahead.
Hi, Junaid sir. I just wanted to clarify on your guidance. I think earlier you were, I think in one of the earlier calls you had mentioned about 40 to 50% growth. But, currently you're telling that FY26, we will be able to double the revenues. Is that right?
Sorry, it is 27.
FY27. Okay. That explains it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Nitin, please go ahead. Nitin sir.
Sir, I have one question. Can I go ahead?
Please go ahead.
So, what was your FY24 revenue in the partnership form? Could you please break that up for us with the EBITDA margins?
It was around 120 crores.
120 crores, and EBITDA margin was?
I think around 9-10%.
9-10% EBITDA margin. Okay.
Sorry,
And that time,
PAT margins, yes.
The PAT margin was 9-10%. And you had done 24,000 metric ton in the full FY24,
Full year,
correct?
yes, full year.
And this year you were supposed to close at around 30,000.
30,000 plus, yes.
So then why would the revenues touch 250 odd crores in FY25? How does the math add up?
See, our gherkins are in any other product in vegetable category. They come in different sizes. They are preserving it and packing it in different materials. For example, it may touch 34,000 tons, but it's too early to tell you the number. It's just an approximate number. So when I do more of retail packaging, a little more concentration on retail packaging, the number will be much higher. It's not necessarily that the quantity may go up.
Got it. And what would be your FY26 guidance, since you just said that you will touch 400 to 500 in FY27? So FY26 guidance would be somewhere around 300 to 350 odd crores, or will that be roughly?
Close to 300.
Close to 300 and 350 odd crores.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bhavya Doshi sir, Ankit Jain sir, and Avinash sir.